Hi everybody, I'd like to do a quick tutorial on photography, specifically photography editing. I'm not a professional photographer, nor am I a professional editor. Everything that I've done and learned has been through actually learning, watching other people's tutorials, spending countless hours on my own photography, on my own editing, and my own editing techniques. This particular tutorial is going to be on Snapseed. I have done a lot of different programs. I find Snapseed a very easy one to use and really powerful. I am going to go through certain things, going to give you my philosophy and the way I do things. I will tell you that I definitely believe sometimes in using filters, but really filters are the way to start a project, not necessarily an end point. So if you want to use a filter, that's fantastic. However, just understand that sometimes you need a filter plus something else, or maybe you don't need a filter, you need to do your own adjustments. So this particular photo I took was indoors. Again, I take a lot of indoor photography. The first thing I'm going to do is, after I've opened up whatever photo I want to do in Snapseed, I'm going to hit the tools button at the bottom. I always start by going to the tools image at the top. And what I'm going to do is, if you notice when you slide up, you can have all these different brightness, contrast, everything like that. But the way I like to start it is at the bottom here, you will see a little wand with some stars. If you click that, it will automatically do some funky adjustments. It increases your brightness, your contrast, which is your darks to lights, your warmth, which is the warmth color in there, the yellows compared to the blues and whatnot. Again, I'm not a professional, so you probably know a lot more than me, possibly. So once I do that, I'm going to hit the check mark, and I'm going to notice it brightened up a little bit, but it doesn't bring out a lot. The next thing I've noticed, and again, this is things from learning, is I'm going to hit the tools again, and I'm going to go to the drama. When I get to the drama, there's a bunch of selections at the bottom. I like Bright 1 and Bright 2. The reason I like Bright 1 and Bright 2, if you notice, they have different highlights and different shadows. I like Bright 2. I like to then tone it down a little bit, okay? So I never really have it at the 90. I bring it down probably below the 75. If you notice, it sometimes gives you a washout. When you blow these pictures up, if you're not really careful, you will notice that they get really grainy in some of the hard contrasts. So to avoid some of those things, you can use a mask, which I can show you in a second. So once you finally decide what desired level that you'd like to use of that particular filter, I'm going to use about a 70. You're going to hit the check mark. Now, let's say that you wanted to only specifically use that somewhere. When you take this top little icon up there and you hit View Edits, you will see that it brings up all the things you've done so far. If you click on that and then you hit the little paintbrush, it gives you the before image, and it'll say Drama 100%. You can actually draw exactly where you would like that particular filter to be. When you hit the checkbox, see how it made the area over there darker. Now, for me personally, in this particular photo, I actually want the whole thing to be lightened. So I'm going to go back there, I'm going to hit it again, and I'm going to fill that all in. All right. However, you could go back and selectively do it. So if you have a darker item. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to Tools, and I'm going to go to Color Curves. Now, if you click this icon right here in the bottom here, you're going to see you have different ones. Now, you can play with the color curves, and you can move the line up and down, do what you want, or you can go over here and you can go to soft contrast or neutral or hard contrast. I'm going to use the soft contrast right there, and I am going to see if I like that. Actually, I think I want to make it a little brighter because it's an interior here. So I'm going to use a little bit of brighter, and I'm going to hit OK. Now, it looks a little washed out if you ask me. So what I'm going to do is then I am going to hit that. I'm going to hit View Edits. I'm going to go to my Stack Brushes, and I'm just going to lighten just the whites and come down. I'm going to kind of leave those plants there, and then I'm just going to leave all that out. See how those plants get a little bit more color? And then I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit Tools again. I'm going to go to the Tune Image. This time, instead of hitting the magic brush, I'm going to actually hit the icon here, and I'm going to go to the saturation. And I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to increase the saturation to about 10. I'm not going to do anything more than 10. See how it just pops those colors out a little bit? You know, just a little bit, 10. If you go too much, it starts to get a little funky. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to 15. I think that looks actually all right. Pop that out a little bit more. And I'm going to go to there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, the last thing I'm going to do actually is I'm going to do the white balance. So this is really important that I've noticed for indoor photography. White balance is that kind of how it has that yellow tinge to it. I always start with the auto white balance. Now that made it way too yellow. So what you want to do is you want to hit this little, looks like a medicine dropper. You want to do that. You want to drag it to a white point or the whitest point. And you're going to notice that when you click that, you're going to see a -4. And you're going to see how that brought that there. And I'm going to bring that there, and I'm going to say, okay, that looks okay. I'm going to bring that up just a little bit more. -6, 0, and I'm going to say that's okay. I'm going to say, all right. I'm going to say that's good there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the brush. I'm going to go to saturation, and I'm going to say saturation 10. I'm just going to wipe my hand right over the plants, just right over the plants themselves. Maybe a touch over the globe. Just like that, and just bring out the color of the plants. Once I do that, I'm going to hit the checkbox, and I'm going to hit. Now, to see a before and after, before I hit done, I'm going to hold the picture. That's before, that's after. Before, after. And so you can see by just a few edits, it really does make a big difference. So, again, from a non-expert, it's one way to do it. Hope that helps.